All right, Tarl, I'm trusting you here. Oh my gosh. So do you have a place in mind where we're gonna shoot? This place is disgusting.
It looks good, right?
Yeah, if good means terrible. You can. What does that smell?
That's money. You can taste it, right?
Yeah, I'm tasting urine.
Urine? Yeah, that's probably all the dog feces and cat feces. Just yesterday, people were living in this house.
Okay, actually living here this?
We just got the keys last night. So
oh my gosh.
This is the first time we've seen it since we bought it.
Holy smokes. You should like scan around and show this beautiful estate off. This is ridiculous. This is actually kind of scary.
A little bit. You want to go check out the bed?
Let's go check out the bed. There's like tunnels. Yeah, I don't know about laying down on this, but oh boy.
Actually, so they threw some stuff on here because they were trying to get the rest of the stuff that they had in the house. And this was the only clean spot in the entire property was this bed when we were originally looking at purchasing it.
Oh my gosh, this is disgusting. I gotta like step out of this. This is ridiculous. I have to go. Welcome to the show. Oh boy.
You cold?
Freezing. Welcome to the show. My name is Jeremy Poole, and I'm the host of The Moment on Real Estate Social, where we explore and celebrate the necessary transformational process necessary to achieve a high level of success in the real estate industry. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the great pleasure of hanging out with Tarl Yarber of Fixated Real Estate Group.
Hey, thanks, Jeremy.
Tarl, welcome to the show, brother.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Can you tell? I can hear you now.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure you can hear me a little bit better now. So we are in this beautiful property, one of Tarl's many, many properties that he's currently flipping right now, and he thought it'd be a good idea to pull us out of our Tacoma studio, away from the usual luxury stuff that we're doing, into one of his flips. Now, I've never in my life been to a property in this state. He told me it was disgusting. He told me he would have a hazmat suit ready for me, and I'm glad he does, because this place is disgusting.
Yep.
Tarl, as you know, the show's called The Moment. What would you consider as being your defining moment or series of moments that have allowed you to achieve such a high level of success? And if my information is correct, you flipped literally hundreds of properties.
That's correct.
In excess of $40 million.
Correct. That's just in the last few years.
Just in the last few years. What was your moment?
Well, I mean, that's a tough one because everybody goes through life with a series of different situations and moments that happen to them that lead them to where they are. And if you had to think about for myself, a lot of it had to do in the last couple of years when I decided to pick a hole, right? My past, I did a lot of different business ventures. I did a lot of different financial situation ventures. I was a financial broker. Like, I've done a lot of stuff. And so that said, it wasn't until a few years ago I just said, I'm just going to flip houses. That's all I'm going to do. And in that moment, it allowed me to really hone in my skills, and it allowed me to not get distracted with a lot of shiny objects that were out there. And I find that a lot of entrepreneurs in this world, they sit there and they're so passionate about being independent and being able to be their own boss and being able to run their own business or do something like that, but they might get distracted with like the newest and hottest and best thing all the time. Right. And I was one of those. I still am one of those guys.
Sure.
And I fight that urge every day to just stick with what I'm good at and find my niche and just hold on to it.
I love that. So talk to me a little bit about how you initially got into flipping, because I mean, you're still a young guy. Even for me, being in real estate, being around real estate, it seems like a really daunting task to flip one property, to clean this place out, let alone flip it and actually turn a profit.
So if I heard the question right, it is to what got...
How did you actually jump into...
How did I get into house and flipping?
Right.
So the short story is back about 13 years ago when I was 20 years old.
Okay.
I went to a real estate seminar. And so in that I bought a package, right? I bought a seminar, right?
He got
a seminar guru, right? It wasn't that much. It was $895, and the seminar was, it wasn't really a seminar, it was a package. And the CD, DVD series basically was called How to Turn $10 into $10,000 in 30 days or less. And it was about what's called wholesaling properties or assigning contracts. And
yes.
for any of the real estate agents that are out there and stuff, there's people out there that they call themselves wholesalers, that they go find off-market properties, they tie it up under contract, and then they sell the contract and they assign it for assignment fee. So that program taught me how to do that. And the only reason why I bought that program, though, was because right before buying that one, I bought a personal development seminar for $1,500, which I didn't have.
Interesting.
And I put it on an American Express charge card.
Right.
And I wanted to go to that personal development seminar.
Yeah.
I didn't have $1,500.
Okay.
Right. So I had 30 days to pay it off. So I saw the next seminar, how to turn $10,000 into $10,000 in 30 days or less. I'm like, I got 30 days, right?
Yeah.
So if I put another $900 on it,
Yeah.
that's only $2,500. I'm going to make 10 in 30 days.
I'm going to make 10. It says right here.
It says it right there.
Yeah.
So I'll take the risk on that. And a lot of weird crap happened, but it took 6 months actually before I made any real money.
Wow.
But the only reason why I didn't pay my credit cards. I went into collections. I pulled all my cash advances out, and I just went all in with real estate.
Fantastic.
And this was all in Sacramento, California. And then at the end of 6 months, I did my third transaction, which ended up being a $100,000 wholesale assignment fee.
Wow.
For 40 acres in Smith River, California.
Good for you.
So we took that money, we paid off all the debt, right?
Wow.
And then that's where I got started.
That's incredible. That's a lot better story than I was anticipating. So what's your background? I mean, does your family come from money? Did you go to school for this? I mean, how do you just say, I'm going to buy a program, and then now he's doing $40 million plus in projects? I mean, what is your background?
If you go further enough back, Sacramento, California, family's not from money whatsoever. And most everybody in my family doesn't have a college degree. And so I did go to college at 17. I got into Air Force ROTC in college. I was going to become an Air Force officer.
I can totally see that.
Something I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I was about 20 years old when I saw the program, the real estate program. But I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which started talking about money.
Right.
We grew up very, very broke, and I was always scared of being that way for the rest of my life.
Sure.
So I was very attracted to financial success, and which is why Rich Dad Poor Dad was a great book for me to read at age 17. And then Robert Kiyosaki was speaking at the event.
Yep.
That's why I went.
Right.
And I got attracted to the success and all what the gurus were saying about real estate.
I was the same
So
way.
I bought the program. Yeah. And when I came back, within 6 months of coming back, also, I dropped out of college. Right.
Wow.
I ended up working part-time at a financial services company, right, to get a license and stuff in financial planning. And no better person to get financial planning experience from than a broke 20-year-old. Just thought you guys should know that, right? And by dropping out of college, leaving my contract with ROTC and stuff, Reserve Officer Training, I then just went headfirst into trying to make money.
Wow.
And that's what led me to where I am now.
That's phenomenal. That's a really, really good story. Now, this is obviously not a very glamorous location, and you and I
What
both.
are you talking about?
And you and I both know that sometimes you have to roll up your sleeves to build wealth. Talk to me a little bit about your daily life, like what your daily schedule looks like. I mean, for being 33, and how many properties do you have currently right now that you're flipping?
We have 13 under rehab right now.
13 projects, not just one, 13. Talk to me about from the time that you wake up in the morning. How do you stay organized? How do you run your operation?
Great question. I want everybody to know, though, I am not the person that's going to be trashing out this property.
Okay.
If I'm physically working on one of these houses, we've really screwed something up, right? And I haven't had to work on one of our houses for a very, very long time.
Great.
And it's all about systems. So if we talk about morning rituals, I'm a big morning ritual guy. We wake up. I'm a big fan of a program called Wim Hof, right? Wim Hof is about cold exposure. I take cold showers in the morning.
I used to do that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So I do cold shower. I do meditate. I use the Headspace app. I don't do it every day. I should. I do it probably every other day.
So Headspace, I've heard of this. Kind of, if you don't mind, kind of go deeper into that.
It's an app. It's a great app. It's a guided meditation, right?
Okay.
Based off of, you have, if you're brand new to it, it gives you 10 free sessions for 10 minutes at a time, right? And it's just try it out, do 10 sessions, and if you like it, then you end up going more to meditation with
Sure.
it. So it's guided meditation. I do 15 minutes on it every other morning roughly.
Yeah.
But as far as schedule with the business, we have 3 other people on my team. We have my wife, we have Serena Norris, who's our operations manager. She's also our licensed agent.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Great lady. Then we also have Nate Robbins, who's our acquisitions. He goes out there and helps find properties like these direct to seller.
Also a rock star.
Awesome guy. We've had project managers in the past. Currently, a lot of our systems for our rehab and our construction is, for the most part, automated.
Okay.
We only have to do work in the beginning, and then the way our systems and processes work for managing the construction, it's pretty much automated. It's cookie cutter.
All right.
And our contractors just have to follow the program and just go with it.
Wow. So Tarl, here's the deal. Right now, about 98% of our audience are all real estate agents. Most of them, I'd say about 20% who are doing extremely well, are now looking at actually investing in flipping property as well. Now, me, as somebody who doesn't have experience flipping property, I would walk away from this property. But it sounds like this is kind of what you want.
Oh, yeah.
For an agent who's walking into this property, whether they're looking at investing in the property or just buying it themselves, what should they be thinking about when they walk into a disgusting dump like this?
Well, the truth of the matter is, like, if you're a real estate agent, and we work with a lot of agents that are out here in the Pacific Northwest, there's people that are agents that'll go to a house like this and turn away the property. It's the people that previously owned this house would never have let you list it. They don't want it on the MLS.
For obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. They're embarrassed by it. It was hard for us to get access to the property going direct to sell them, but they knew that we weren't going to list the property. So if you're an agent and you get a property like this, that's okay. You can still work with the person that lives in there and go network with other investors like myself that can buy it cash, buy it off market. We're used to these type of houses, right? And we can work with the owner to get them out. So you'll get a commission on the front end, won't be on the MLS, but we can pay you commission, right? Just like anybody else, because the client doesn't want it listed. And then I'm going to fix up this property, and we're going to make it, this is going to be a modern property by the time we're done with it. It's going to be beautiful. And when we're done, we'll get you the list back. So you'll be able to list it at the much higher price. We bought this house for $190,000, right? We'll list it for almost $400,000 by the time we're done with it. So you'll be able to get a commission on the front end for $190, sure, but you'll get a call from me 3 months from now and be like, hey, it's ready to go, and you'll list it for $400, right? And you'll get the list back. There's agents that work with us that have done 20 transactions in a year with us. So why work with one client every 7 years when you can work with guys like us that can do 5, 10, 15 houses a year with you?
Absolutely. Well, that's amazing. For those viewers who are interested in learning more about that, is there a website? Is there a phone number they can call?
So no phone number. I don't want everybody calling us and stuff. But we do have our website, www.fixated.com. But honestly, if you want to see any of our videos, any of the stuff that we do, our Facebook page, we do have a lot of antics on there. It's facebook.com/fixatedre. And you can message us on there anytime, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. So what can we expect from you in Fixated Real Estate in 2018 that we have not seen from you in 2017? For instance, I understand you have a big event coming up in April.
Yep, we have a huge event. So something that we really like to do, just like you guys, is we want to help bring the community of investors and also real estate agents more closer together. I think that the real estate community in the Pacific Northwest can become a lot more active. And also helping each other out. Something that we have going on in the end of April 27th, 20th, and 29th, is the Pacific Northwest Big Badass Real Estate Wealth Expo.
Get there.
Get there. Be there. We're going to have over 60 vendor sponsors. We're going to have close to 1,000 people in attendance. We're going to have over 40 speakers there, any from some of the best real estate brokers out there, all the way to some of the real estate investors, locally and nationally. Anything that you can imagine. We want it to be the buffet of real estate.
Absolutely.
So if you're looking for anything, it's going to be there.
If you're in Seattle, Portland, Canada, wherever you're at, you need to be here for this event. I hooked up with Tarl just recently. We definitely see eye to eye. This guy's doing some big things. Tune in. I know that we're planning on doing more of an interview here, but this place is disgusting. It smells terrible. Can we please jump to one of your other properties?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Tune in. Keep watching. We'll be right back.
This is Jeff Van Nostran. Have you ever had a client pass on your lender recommendation because they're insistent that they work with an online lender, an out-of-state broker, or a big box bank just to have that lender screw up the transaction, or worse yet, they miss out on the house entirely? I know it sucks, it's happened to all of us, but you're not alone. These clients are climbing over dollars to pick up pennies. They spotted 1/8% lower rate and they thought they'd save a couple of bucks, and instead, they got their offer thrown out and they missed out on the opportunity to purchase their dream home. Sellers, they don't care about the buyer's interest rate. They don't care about the buyer's loan terms. They want to see a pre-approval letter from a mortgage lender with a reputation for getting the job done. Remember this analogy and help your clients understand they don't want to make the mistake of climbing over dollars to pick up pennies. I'm Jeff Van Nostran. I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, I'm Tarl Yarber with Fixated Real Estate, and I'm going to be talking to you about the Pacific Northwest Big Badass Real Estate Wealth Expo. Last year blew us away. We had over 30 vendors, 500 registrations. It was an amazing two-day event. This year, going to be even better. We're going to have over 60 vendor sponsors, speakers from all over the United States that are doing it. None of this guru crap that's out there. You're talking about real investors kicking ass in real estate, from multifamily, single family, commercial, buy and hold investors, fix and flip guys like me. They're going to be there. And if you need to learn how to raise money, if you need to actually go find people to get money for your next deal, then this is the event you want to be at. It's 3 days, April 27th, 28th, 29th in the greater Seattle area. Don't miss out. And I'll see you at the Pacific Northwest Big Badass Real Estate Wealth Expo coming to you in April.
Wow, I am so happy to be back in our studio in downtown Tacoma. This is so much more comfortable.
Absolutely.
You guys, I have seen homes like that before, but I've never in my entire life been into a place like that. For you, that smells like money. Like that's where you want to be, correct?
Absolutely. Let me rephrase. I don't want to actually be there. I just want to buy it and have my guys get in there and go do what they do.
Phenomenal. Yeah. So what you guys haven't realized is it's now been a few weeks since the last portion of the interview.
Yep.
So what's going on? What is the update on that property? Is it almost done? Is it done? Is it sold? What's the deal?
Well, it's only been a few weeks, but we had to, since the property was in the city of SeaTac, we had to actually do what you're supposed to do, which is go get permits for it.
Okay, kind of important.
There's a number of other investors out there that might not get a permit for everything.
Sure.
And in this particular property, it's right on one of the busiest roads in SeaTac, so absolutely have to get a permit.
Okay.
It took a couple weeks to get it, but since getting it, if you went in that house right now, it would not smell at all to you. It would smell like a brand new home.
And why is that?
Well, one of the tricks to the trade is that, I mean, pretty much the entire property's floor was just soaked with animal urine, and you smelt it. Yeah,
I can
you guys
believe
saw
that.
it, right? But one of the tricks of the trade to be able to help seal that smell in and not have it permeate everywhere is actually kills oil-based primers. So we had to do, we had one of our contractors go in there after we did all the demo and trash out, and they did, we normally only have to do one coat, but they did 3 coats of kills primer on every inch. The floor, the ceilings, every inch you can think of, the garage, everything got kills on it. And now when you walk in there, it doesn't smell at all. And so we currently have all of our electricians in there, our plumbers in there, they're doing their thing. We added a new bathroom already. We're going through it. In reality, we'll probably be done in about 3 weeks.
Awesome.
And so we're moving full steam ahead on it. It's a very different property now if you went there.
Incredible.
We're just doing some of the roughing and then we can just close it all up and go.
Fantastic. For someone like me who really has no experience when it comes to buying and flipping a property, how much money can you expect to be into a property like this before you're ready to go to market, and how much are you looking to net?
So every property is different. It depends on where you're at. Like, in one of the cool things about Seattle is that you can be in downtown Seattle and have a $800,000, $900,000 purchase price home and sell it for a few million. But you can also just go a little bit south. This property is SeaTac by the airport. We bought it for $190,000, right, in as-is condition.
Wow.
We're going to put about $70,000 into it, probably around 65, but 70 is where our buffer was.
Sure.
And it will sell for $375.
Wow.
So once you take our holding costs out of there, once you take, like, because we finance our properties, and the selling commissions for you lovely real estate agents that'll sell the property for us, we'll probably net close to 70 grand on the actual property, like $74,200 or something like that.
Fantastic. Now, is that kind of average for you, or is this kind of on the low end, on the high end? Where are we in terms of profit?
Our minimum that we want to make on a house is always going to be at least 30 grand, but that has to do with, you're talking like get in, get out, go properties, larger construction properties. We want to make definitely well over 6 figures on. Okay. This is more like that mid-level property, and I like usually making more than 50 on those. So this house is doing pretty good. And especially since for us it's a pretty easy rehab because it was mostly just disgusting. So it's actually, it's just like what, it's still a little rambler, right? And it's still really easy, or rancher depending on where you're at. Sure. But it's an easy rehab once you get all the crap out of there and you see all the smell in, and then you just do your basic remodel after that. And we'll knock it out in a couple weeks and we'll be done. And I've only been to it when you and I met there, and then I went to the property maybe one other time since then.
Well, that's fantastic. That's great. And so I'd imagine when you first got going, you were pretty involved. Are you also kind of a handyman? Like at one point when you were first starting, were you starting to do this stuff yourself, or?
No, never. No. Like I'm very much a systems hire people right.
Yeah, I'm the same guy. Yeah. I should not have a hammer. If you see me with a hammer or any kind of power tool, you should run.
Oh no, I'm not like you on that. Like I could actually do that stuff.
Oh, you could actually do some stuff.
I'm not like you will not see me work on my properties unless the shit's hit the fan, for lack of a better word. Sure. Like, or it's something fun, but most of the time it's not fun to me. Right. It's a business to me. It's a commodity. It's something that it's not a piece of artwork. Right. We do make these properties beautiful. Yeah. But to me, I'm like, I don't even go to that house when we're done with it. Like I used to when I was new, but I'm like, because
you're proud of it, but now you're doing so many, and you aren't just doing like 2 or 3 a month. You're doing like 10, 15, 20.
Well, we typically have anywhere between, in 2017, we averaged 17 active rehabs at any one time in 2017, for instance. It's ridiculous. So, but like, once the property's done, I'm like, great, when can we sell it? Like, and move on. Or we keep them as rentals and stuff too, just depending on where we're at.
So house goes to market. How long can you expect for that property to sit on the market?
That particular property, I mean, it's still a Seattle property, it's SeaTac, but and where it's at, we're making a super modern property on it. Right. I don't expect it to be on the market for more than a week right now, just for the way that the market is. Wow. And it's in March right now, so it'll probably be early spring by the time we go to list it, and it'll be a good time for it. So,
as a really seasoned investor in this area, do you have a sweet spot? Is there a certain market, a certain community, or I should say a certain city that you love to invest in more than another?
Now, now, we're in Tacoma, Washington. We are? I absolutely love Tacoma right now. And there's a lot of investor buddies that I have that just don't come down here to Tacoma. Sure. And I find that 2018 is going to be more about the, for lack of a better word, secondary markets. Okay. And because the primary markets like Seattle and Bellevue are getting, in our neck of the woods, is getting so overpriced that it's forcing people south and north of those cities. Sure. And so for me personally, even the builders like in downtown Seattle are starting to slow down a bit, and they're trying to find properties to go buy they can still build. Right. So Tacoma is really the only other place, right, other than going north of Seattle.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, that's good news. That's definitely good news. Now, it's time to get into some more juicy stuff. On top of buying and renovating and selling properties, you're also going to be doing a very large event coming up called the Big Badass Real Estate Expo taking place in Bellevue, Washington. Tell us more about that. You're going to have a huge audience. We're talking, 40, 50 vendors possibly?
Yep, absolutely. Okay. So it is an expo and a conference at the same time. So we created it because I've been to a lot of conferences. I like going to real estate conferences, but I always have to fly out of state to go do that. Okay. And I was always curious why the Pacific Northwest, we don't have like a real estate investor conference, right? Even a realtor conference, there's not, or real estate agent conference, there's not one. And so I'm like, why not like just make one? And last year we did our first, and we had 510 registrations, and people show up and stuff, and it was cool. It was
very well done. I loved it.
Totally pull out our ass. We got it all. We figured it out. But this year now we've like really mastered our craft and figured it out. So we'll have roughly 750 people there. Okay. It will sell out. It will completely sell out. We're already on track for that. Wow. And we can only maximum fit 50 booths. So we have for vendors. So it is an expo to bring some of the best in the area and some national vendors, from lenders to cabinet companies, right? And it doesn't really matter. We're going to have something that will help either an investor business or even a real estate professional business, because we'll have design people there, we'll have all sorts of stuff. And some of the people that might even be some of the people that have been on the show will probably be there too.
Most likely.
And we'll also have, so we'll have that for the Expo conference, so people can go out there and meet the different vendors that can help their business.
Yeah.
We have a whole bunch of prizes and giveaways that are coming out. I mean, and we got Seahawks tickets, we got big screen TVs, we got all sorts of things.
Nice.
That's gonna be fun. But we also have the conference side, where we have a little over 30 seasoned investors and real estate professionals coming out to speak.
Wow.
And there's no guru crap allowed at our conferences. These people are real investors and real professionals.
I love that.
They actually do it. And
right now,
and we vet the hell out of them. These are people that I either know through reputation or I've seen their deals. I know what they do.
Sure.
Some of them are, we got a guy coming from Canada, Quebec, Canada, that, I mean, he's evaluated well over $1 billion worth of like multifamily, but his portfolio is somewhere in like 200 or 300 million and stuff. But like he's coming out. We got guys down in LA that are flying up that one guy, Artem, they got about $148 million portfolio for multifamily builds that they've developed and stuff. Then we got local guys that have done 40 million in flips, 50 million, like all this type of stuff, from ranges to negotiations, right? And also a big piece that why I think that, maybe a real estate agent would really enjoy that, like I enjoy, we want deals just like real estate agents want listings, right? So we do in the investor community does a lot of marketing, and we do a lot of direct mail, and we do a lot of social media. We do anything we can, just like a real estate agent would, to try to get in front of a seller, right? I personally don't do it, but I buy from people that do.
Right.
So this year we're pushing hardcore on how do we get to the seller? How do we get direct to the seller? So through off-market marketing, and that's a big push for this year's conference. We'll have a lot of talking about that, and also negotiations and how to actually close the deal.
Fantastic. Well, I'd imagine with real estate, not only real estate, but people flipping real estate, but not only that, but real estate brokers selling real estate, it's a hot market, so I'm sure this is going to be a fantastic event. If somebody's interested in buying tickets or becoming a sponsor, is there a website that we can send them to?
Absolutely. So you go to www.pnwrealestateexpo.com. That's pnwrealestateexpo.com. And if you look for registration, the entire speaker lineup is there. You'll even see Jeremy's going to be hosting a Moment live show on stage for people. And we have so much going on. It's too much to even talk about. But you can also get your registered ticket there. If you type in The Moment at checkout, you'll get $75 off your registration.
Fantastic. Well, you heard it first. Go ahead.
Yeah. One word. Sorry. The Moment, one word.
The Moment, one word. Awesome. Well, Tarl, thank you. One more question. Now, this event that you're doing here, you're doing it this year, you did it last year. Is this something that we can expect from you every year? And is it always going to be in the Seattle Bellevue market?
It is the Pacific Northwest, right? So real estate expos. But right now, last year, if you would have asked me that after the event, I would have said, no, right? We'll never do this again. Right. Yeah. And then
events are hard.
They're hard.
It's a lot of work. It's super expensive.
Yep. And it is a lot of work, but as time went on, people loved the last one so much. And we figured out the growing pains from the last time. That it's actually, this one's been really easy for us.
It seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, we still have our stress. We still invest in property, right?
Yeah, right.
And we still have a business to do. So putting this into the actual mix definitely, stirs up our business. As a side effect, it's actually made our business stronger because it's forced us to systemize even more what we do so we can take on the expo too.
Interesting.
But we have a very strong feeling that this will definitely be an annual event. And I can never promise you, just like we do our meetups every month. The reason why we don't put a set calendar is because I might not do one next month. I don't know, right? So it's whatever I feel like doing. Honestly, that's just what it is. And right now we love it, and we're going to keep doing it until it's not fun. If it's not fun, we won't do it anymore.
And that's what this show is all about, right? Is finding what you love to do and do it the best you can.
Absolutely.
Well, Tarl, thank you so much again, buddy.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week.